We are in chapter 2. Krishna explained who is a Jnani, Sankhya Yogi. What does he believe about the individual soul, cosmic soul? So when we know that it is only expression of that cosmic soul, there is no such thing as loss. He said, nobody can kill the other, get killed, and so on and so forth. After that, he said about the Karma Yoga and how to do the action. The best happens to be karmanyevadikaraste mahapaleshu kadachana. That way you go on doing your duty. Don't be worried. You will not get any papa even if you fight the war. When Arjuna listened to all this, he got a question. Is there a man so perfect on earth? If so, what is his character? How does he stay? How does he walk? How does he talk? And so on. And for which Krishna has been answering. The question was, Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha? What is the definition of Sthita Prajna? That was the question asked by Arjuna to Krishna. And he immediately said, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatan. He referred to a man who has overcome all his desires. We usually take examples of great saints like Ramakrishna Paramsa, Ramana Maharshi, Chandrasekhar Bharati, and so on. But the point is, it is not only who have renounced the world could be that great. A family man can also be that great. Krishna is telling Arjuna that you can have that view and fight. So we must not be under the illusion that only when we take sannyasa, we will be free from anger, fear, and so on and so forth. If our attitude is changed, sannyasa for Krishna is a beautiful attitude. I am here, this life, with certain duties to perform in front of me. Everyone has different duties. And you must know how to perform it and still be relaxed. It could be fighting war. It could be treating a patient. It could be arguing for a client in the court. And so on and so forth in every job. If we know that art of doing our job, anybody could be a Sthita Prajna. That's the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. It's not only for those who leave everything, go to the forest. Which shloka we have to go to today?
59th, Guruvale.
Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasoptasya param društva nivartate. Supposing you put a man with many desires, deny food for him for a day or two. What happens to his desires? All his desires will disappear. Only desire left in him is to have the food. Give me food, give me food. That would be the cry that would have. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina. Nirahara means denied food, not taking any food for living. All his desires nivartante, get back. They take a back seat. They are not that powerful as they were when he had food. Rasavarjam rasopasya param društva nivartate. And what happens when you give the food back to the man? One after another, all his desires will come back. But here is a situation which Krishna tries to explain. One he has seen the highest joy on earth. Say, for example, Atma Sakshatkara. Even you try to give him other simple joys of life, he may just not bother about them. Rasavarjam rasopyasya param društva nivartate. For one who does not feed the senses come back to oneself. With the longing remaining behind, there will be a longing behind. Having seen Brahman, even the longing goes away. That's the summary that you have got on your books. The desires go when you see the highest. The highest truth that Krishna is telling to Arjuna and to me and to you is that this self-realization. That too, he said, be a yogi. Karma yoga, he said, yoga karma sukoshalam. Samatvam yoga uchyate. You know all those two definitions. Balance of mind. Sukha dukkhe same krishna. Bhagavad Gita influences people so much. If they seriously go through it, it will change their personalities. When he sees the highest, he is not having the desire for the lower desires at all. That will happen. Example, when you put a man without food for some 2 or 3 days, all his desires will disappear. Only desire left in him is to get the food. And when food is back, the desires are also back. But one who has seen Param, the highest one who has seen, the Atman he has seen, he will not get back to worldly desires at all. That is the point Krishna is telling to Arjuna and to us. Sir, do we get this in our life? A question is there. At least let us know that there is a person who is absolutely good. That itself is a great thing. It could happen to anybody for that matter. It doesn't have age, it doesn't have caste, it doesn't have creed. It's not only for male, no, anybody who can be that great. That's what Krishna is telling. I think we can recite this shloka. Vishaya vinivartante.
Vishaya vinivartante.
Niraharasya dehinaha.
Niraharasya dehinaha.
Rasavarjam rasopyasya.
Rasavarjam rasopyasya.
Param društva nivartate.
Param društva nivartate.
Vishaya vinivartante.
Vishaya vinivartante.
Niraharasya dehinaha.
Niraharasya dehinaha.
Rasavarjam rasopyasya.
Rasavarjam rasopyasya.
Param društva nivartate.
Param društva nivartate.
After that, yatato hyapi kaunteya purushasya vipasitaha indriyani pramatini haranti prasamana. Krishna tells the absolute truth about human feeling. The indriyas, the 5 senses and the mind, which I said in my previous classes, they are so strong, they can defeat even a man who is trying to succeed, to control them. Yatatohapi kaunteya purushasya vipasitaha. Indeed, the powerful senses forcefully take the mind away of even the person who makes effort, who sees clearly. He is warning Arjuna, me and you, don't take easy the desires and the mind. They always, I think I gave you the example of addicts. We are all addicts in some way, but addicts are the best example. Addicted to drug, addicted to cigarette, addicted to drink and so on. They are perfectly okay here. Whatever you do, they will get back there. The desire won't go. Yatato hapi kaunteya purushasya upasthitaha. Even consider a strong man, he can also be deceived by these strong senses. Indriyani pramatini. Indriyani pramatini. Pramatini means that the churning. Again, the same feeling comes again and again and again and again. Going back to the example of a drug addict, he may have a willingness to leave it, but the thought comes once again, and stresses him to go again for the same old habit. Indriyani pramatini. Pramatini means the churning, again coming back in the same force. Churning, haranti prasavam manaha. They take away even the strong mind. So there is a difficulty to overcome our desires. Have to be careful. Krishna gives us the way throughout Bhagavad Gita as to how we should do. Every chapter has some direction for us to do some sadhana. In all the 18 chapters, one or the other is the good medicine for us. We have to find out, going through Bhagavad Gita, which one is mine. Which one could help me? We must try. Yatato hepi kaunteya purushasya vipasthitaha. Even strong man, his indriyas will defeat him and take his mind back to his old habit. This is the nature of our senses and mind. Overcoming them must have a big sadhana in each one of us. First of all, we must recognize that is number one. Then we must find the way to go out, number two. And then we must succeed, because they are not so easy to win. That's what he said. Pramateni haranti prasvam manaha. Even the strong minds are defeated by these desires. So one had to be very careful with these ones. That is what Krishna is telling to Arjuna and to me and you who are listening to the words of Krishna. Let us repeat. Yatato hyapi kaunteya
Yatato hyapi kaunteya
purushasya vipassitaha
purushasya vipashchitaha
indriyani pramatini
indriyani pramathini
haranti prasabam manaha.
haranti prasabham manaha.
Yatato hyapi kaunteya
Yatato hyapi kaunteya
purushasya vipassitaha
purushasya vipashchitaha
indriyani pramatini
indriyani pramathini
haranti prasabam manaha.
haranti prasabham manaha.
Hope you realize the seriousness of this shloka. Senses and mind are not weak. They can pull us down. And what should we do? Krishna tells to Arjuna and to me, Tani sarvani samyamya. Control them all. Control them all desires. Tani sarvani samyamya. Control them all. All which are the five? Our senses, eye, ear, nose, tongue, and then skin, and also mind. Tani sarvani samyamya. You have to control all the six of them. Yukta asita matparaha. A great man will sit having his mind on me. Matparaha means remembering me. Me is Krishna, me is Atman, me is Brahman, me is God, whatever you call it. Yukta asita matparaha. That man, let him sit having me in mind. Vashehi yasya indriyani tasya prajna pratishtha. Wonderful sentence. Underline. You have to underline that. Vashehi yasya indriyani tasya prajna pratishtha. What a beautiful statement. He whose senses are under his control is a sthita prajna. I think I gave you the example of Pani Puri. You are walking along in the market. Your favorite Pani Puri shop comes. Unknowingly, you are going there and standing there to have one and go. And this is only example you can extend to any of our desires. If you have control over your senses, before that smell comes, you would say, no, you will not have pani puri today, it will be next month once again. And your mind and senses must listen. That is what he says, Tani sarvani samyamya. Control every one of them. Which one? Our indriyas and manasu. Yukta asita matpanaha. That man, a great man, let him sit remembering me. And vashehi yasya indriyani tasya prajna. Wonderful statement. He whose senses are under his control is a sthita prajna. Doesn't get disturbed when there is an attraction. He knows when to do, when not to do. He has perfect control over desires. Vashehi yasya indriyani tasya prajna pratisthita. Wonderful statement. He whose senses are under his control, the desires are under his control. There are two. Whether I am controlled by desires or desires control me is the question. If desires control me, I go wherever desire takes me. If I control my desires, the desires have to follow wherever I go. They cannot take control over us. Vashehi yasya indriyani tasya prajna pratisthita. Great statement. A changing sentence could cause in a man. Vashehi yasya indriyani tasya prajna. He whose senses are under his control is called a sthita prajna. Wonderful. And the first line he said, referring to 60th shloka, one who has control over his senses and one who believes in Atman or Brahman or Krishna or Rama, whatever God you have, we will come to that later. Which God is the best God for us to meditate may be a question. Is it Shiva? Is it Durgi? Is it Subramanya? Or whatever God you may have. We will get an answer to that in Bhagavad Gita also when we go to later chapters. Let us recite this shloka. Tani sarvani samyamya.
Tani sarvani samyamya.
Yukta asita matparaha.
Yukta asita matparaha.
Vashehi yasya indriyani.
Vashehi yasyendriyani.
Tasya prajna pratisthita.
Tasya prajna pratisthita.
Tani sarvani samyamya.
Tani sarvani samyamya.
Yukta asita matparaha.
Yukta asita matparaha.
Vashehi yasya indriyani.
Vashehi yasyendriyani.
Tasya prajna pratisthita.
Tasya prajna pratisthita.
Next two shlokas are again beautiful ones. He says, Krishna says, how a man wants to reach a particular goal, but totally lost and ends up somewhere which he did not like. What would happen? What are the stages of a man losing control over his mind and senses? How does he go down? Every man wants to go up, but we end up somewhere in the middle. Sometimes we also get destroyed. How does it happen? How does a man lose control over himself and become a crooked fellow, a bad fellow, a weak fellow, and so on, and gets himself destroyed? Dhyayato vishayan pumsah sangasteshu upajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho bijayate. Let me repeat this shloka once again, because these are the two important shlokas. This one and the next one, we will be doing them together. Dhyayato vishayan pumsah sangasteshu upajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha. Kamat krodho vijayate. Next shloka. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammohat smriti vibhramaha. Smriti vibhramshat buddhinashaha. Buddhinashat pranashyati. I am repeating the 63 once again. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammohat smriti vibhramaha. Smriti vibhramshat buddhinashaha. Buddhinashat pranashyati. How a man goes down in life, wanted to reach a top level, but ended miserably. How does it happen? Dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangasteshu bhajayate. Some attachment to something comes in him. Pumsa is a man, man and woman, anything is good. He will be remembering the same again. Say, for example, an addict. However much he tries to leave it, the same thought comes. Sangasteshu upajayate. He wants to do whatever he wants to. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. When he gets the desire, satisfied, and desire grows, sangat sanjayate kamaha. Yes, there are two explanations here. Supposing you succeed in you getting what you wanted. You want to repeat it. Supposing you don't get what you want, then kamat krodho vijayate. When you are not getting what you wanted, anger will begin. So first, a desire catches, dhyayato vishyan pumsaha. He wants to fulfill that desire. Sangasteshu upajayate. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. If he cannot satisfy the desire, anger will grow. This is this anger that makes most of the criminal activities on earth. When a man murders, they are these desires that will drive them to do those things. When a man thieves something, this is the strong desire in him to make him a thief, make him take away the property of others. Sangat sanjayate kamaha, kamat krodho vijayate. When desire not fulfilled, man gets angry. Sir, if desire is fulfilled, he is okay, you may say. Desires are of that nature. When you satisfy one, the other one will come. Desire itself is a dangerous thing. You must be aware of what the nature of the desire in us is. Unless we do that, we may be heading towards the danger. Dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangasteshu upajayate. A man thinks of a particular desire. This is true of the love affair between the boys and girls in their age. And they will sometimes end up in great tragedy in life. Dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangasteshu upajayate. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. The desire grows. Second line first. Sangat sanjayate. The satisfaction of desire will increase their desire. And kamat krodho vijayate. When the desire is not fulfilled, anger begins. Kamat krodho vijayate. When kama, krodha happens. And the next step is told in the next shloka. Let us complete. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Anger will remove the clarity of thought. When you take a decision in anger, you can be sure to know that it may not be a reasonable decision, a rational decision. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Confusion will arise even when you are angry. Sammoha smriti vibhramaha. And then from sammoha, you will be having smriti vibhramaha, memory loss. memory loss, confusion in memory, Smriti Vibhrama. Smriti Bhramshat Buddhinashaha. From that Smriti Vibhrama, Buddhinasha. Buddhinashat Pranashyati. From Buddhinasha, man gets destroyed. This is the step. One by one. First a desire arises, it becomes strong. Man wants to achieve it without even thinking that whether it is good or bad. And supposing he is satisfied, another desire will come. Sometime a desire will not come true. Then he gets anger. Anger becomes leads to confusion. Confusion leads to Vibhrama, Mati Vibhramaha. And then Buddhinasha Pranashyati. Ultimately, a man gets destroyed. Two shlokas explains this. This was told 6,000 years ago, you know. Even now, this is the truth. For many years to come, this will be the truth with human beings. That's why Bhagavad Gita is read even after 6,000 years, and it will be read for many more years to come. For all times in future. In the person who dwells upon objects, the attachment is, I am reading as it is from your text, if you have got the same text. If the other text is there, you have to follow it once or twice. A person who dwells upon the objects, an attachment is born with reference to them. From attachment is born the desire. From desire, the anger is born. From anger comes delusion. From delusion comes the loss of memory. Because of the loss of memory, the mind becomes incapacitated. And when the mind is incapacitated, a person is destroyed. That is the steps in which we get destroyed. That's what Krishna says. It is true with all of us. We wanted to achieve something. Why did we miss it is, we can see here the reason. All students in a college will be equally trying to become the toppers. Some desires in them will take you. Instead of going to the class, he goes to the theater and forgets everything. Ultimately, he ends up somewhere else. I think we can repeat these two shlokas, the greatest, underline them and read them many times so that it can get into. We are understanding Bhagavad Gita is one thing. Bhagavad Gita also must get inside us to make us powerful to overcome such things. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha
Dhyayato Vishayan Punsaha
Sangasteshu Bhajayate
Sangasteshu Pajayate
Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha
Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha
Kamat Krodho Vijayate
Kamat Krodho Bhijayate
Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha
Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha
Sangasteshu Pajayate
Sangasteshu Pajayate
Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha
Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha
Kamat Krodho Vijayate
Kamat Krodho Bhijayate
Krodhat Bhavati Sammohaha
Krodhat Bhavati Sammohaha
Sammohat Smriti Vibhramaha
Sammohat Smriti Vibhramaha
Smriti Bhramshat Buddhi Nashaha
Smriti Bhramshat Buddhi Nashaha
Buddhi Nashat Pranashyati
Buddhi Nashat Pranashyati
Krodhat Bhavati Sammohaha
Krodhat Bhavati Sammohaha
Sammohat Smriti Vibhramaha
Sammohat Smriti Vibhramaha
Smriti Bhramshat Buddhi Nashaha
Smriti Bhramshat Buddhi Nashaha
Buddhi Nashat Pranashyati.
Buddhi Nashat Pranashyati.
And then Ragadvesha yuktaistu vishayan indriyescharam. This happens to a man who surrenders to his desire, the earlier 62 and 63. He will get destroyed. And who will overcome? That must also be told to us. Whereas, man whose mind is very well controlled, Ragadvesha yuktaistu vishayan indriyescharam, Atmavasher Vidayatma Prasadam Utvachati. Even when he is in the worldly things, his mind doesn't get diverted at all. He is very strong. Even if he enjoys the desire, he eats panipuri, he leaves everything, but he still is detached. Not an addict to any of his feelings. That man he is telling. He attains tranquility. That is Sthita Prajna nature of the mind. Ragadveshu viyuktaistu vishayan indriyescha. Whereas one whose mind is controlled and moving the world of objects with the sense organs that are under his control, he also enjoys worldly things, but not an addict. There is a difference. You eat something today, want it again and again. This can be explained with the help of a diabetic. Sweet things are banned, but sweet things are so attractive. Nothing would happen if I eat once. Today I eat. It was okay. And again, the next day when you got a sweet, same desires will come. If you have a control, yes, I ate it yesterday, no more for today. I will have it something tomorrow. If you can control your mind like that, you are a better person. Whereas one whose mind is controlled, Raga Dvesha Vyukta, who has control over his Raga and Dvesha desires. Vishaya Nindriyasya, who though he is active in every Indriyas that is associated with all our senses and mind, Atma Yatshay Vidayatma Prasadam Adhigachati. Though he enjoys the desires, he will not be lost at all because he has control over his desires. The difference between the man who controls his desires and who doesn't control the desire, one who controls the desire can be a Sthita Prajna, even in worldly life. All desires fulfilled. He has seen what is it and what is that. He knows every good and bad of every desire, but not an addict to it. But a man who becomes an addict to it is lost. One who sees and overcomes this the silly nature of this desire, he will be a Sthita Prajna. Prasadam Adhigachati means attains tranquility and can become a Sthita Prajna. Prasadam Adhigachati. Ragadvesha Vyuktaistu Vishaya Nindriya. This is a good shloka because a man can have every desire fulfilled and he can still be tranquil if he has control over desires. Controlled desires, he is happy even after fulfilling desire. One who gets an addict cannot be happy at all. Drowns himself. So, Ragadvesha Vyuktaistu Vishayan Indriyescha. Having controlled over his Ragadvesha, he enjoys all the beauties of the world. He is not lost because he still has got perfect control over his desires. Atmavasher Vidayatma Prasadam Adhigachati. He gets the tranquility. Another beautiful shloka. Whereas one whose mind is controlled, moving in the world of object, Ragadvesha Vishayan Indriyescha, moving in the world of object, with the sense organs that are under his control. He enjoys every desire, but never becomes an addict to it. And that man, free from likes and dislikes, attains tranquility. Not addicted to his likes and dislikes, free from, he is a tranquil man of tranquility. He is a man of tranquility. He is a calm man. Everybody ate a meal, he also ate. The others thought that we want the same meal again next night. He did not feel anything at all. He left it at that. We have had the story of a sannyasi in the beginning, asking for Uh, did I tell that story? Two sannyasis were walking along.
Illa Gurugule, no.
Oh, yeah. There's a wonderful story to show how Asthita Prajna behaves. It was an evening time. Two sannyasis, after their bhiksha, they were walking towards the temple where they were staying. They had to cross a river. There was a little flood in the river. When they were about to get into the river, a woman came. A young woman came there. She saw that the water was rising in the river. She thought she cannot cross the river by herself. She asked one sannyasi, "Can you please help me to cross the river? My house is on the other side. I have left my baby at home. I have to feed when I get back. Please help me," she said. But first sannyasi said, "Excuse me, madam, I am a sannyasi. I should not touch a woman. Therefore, I am helpless in this situation." Saying so, the first sannyasi began to cross the river. She requested the second one, "Please help me, I am in great danger. If I have to stay somewhere in some relative's house to hear, my baby will be weeping all night." And so she appealed. That sannyasi, second sannyasi, agreed to take her to cross the river. So she held her hand. They crossed the river. The woman went her way. The sannyasis went their way to the temple where they were staying. After their food, the first sannyasi made a sound. A thing happened. That was his expression. The second sannyasi asked, "What happened?" The first sannyasi said, "You have taken sannyasa. You knew the rule that you are not expected to touch a woman. Then you did that evil today," he said. The first sannyasi said to the second one. But second said, "I left her after our crossing the river, but you are still carrying on your mind. Still you have the same thought. You are never in the present." He is thinking about that person and worried. And this man left her again. He is to himself, he is a Sthita Prajna. The other man is not. This is what our mind does. It will take us to the same desire and again and again until we get destroyed. Only those who can control the desires can reach the goal they want to reach in their life. So here is a beautiful thing. Ragadvesha viyuktaistu vishayan indriyacharan atmosher videyatma prasadam adhigachati. He will have the tranquility in life who controls over his desires. Doesn't matter, he enjoys the desires, but not the slave of the desires. That is what is said in the 64th shloka. Did we repeat that one, Swati?
Illa Gurukula.
Yeah. Ragadvesha viyuktaistu
Ragadvesha viyuktaistu
vishayanindriyacharan
vishayanindriyaischaran
atmavashairvideyatma
atmavasyairvidheyatma
prasadamadigaccati.
prasadamअधिगच्छति.
Ragadvesha viyuktaistu
Ragadvesha viyuktaistu
vishayanindriyacharan
vishayanindriyaischaran
atmavashairvideyatma
atmavasyairvidheyatma
prasadamadigaccati.
prasadamअधिगच्छति.
This prasada, tranquility, is what is to be achieved. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajayate. Whatever be the condition you have got, the sorrow condition, still be prasada, be tranquil. Prasanna chetoso hasu buddhi parivatishtati. Another great sloka. The person whose mind is tranquil, destruction of all pain and sorrows happen. They will cease to exist. And then the knowledge of one whose mind is tranquil soon becomes well established. This is how he rises. Sadhana will not come in one day. When we go to meditation, I will be telling you, it's a lifetime effort that you have to make to do dhyana. Well, I closed my eyes for half an hour, sir, one day. I did not see anything. I stopped. No. It's an eternal thing that we have to do if you want to have the spiritual peace of mind. So here, Ragadvesh Prasade Sarva Dukkhanam. Prasada means tranquil. Tranquil in every sorrows. That is, sorrows won't work on him. Prasanna Chetoso has buddhi. And if one has this Prasanna Chetas, that is established in Atman, his buddhi will not go helter and skelter. He is always established in perfection. For the person whose mind is tranquil, destruction of all pains and sorrows happen. There won't be any destruction of pains and sorrows for him, man. It's just a change of things that he sees that. The knowledge of one whose mind is tranquil soon becomes well established. Slowly, your knowledge will become well established, strong, and become a sthita prajna. It's not in one day it happens. Suddenly something happened that changed. There may be an event that would cause you the change, that would make you a different man. But that the state will come only after your efforts. Effort of many days, years, and so on. And then, let's repeat. Prasade sarva dukkhanam
Prasade sarva dukkhanam
anirasyopajayate
hanirasyopajayate
prasanna chetaso hyashu
prasanna chetaso hyashu
buddhi paryavatishtate.
buddhih paryavatishthate.
Prasade sarva dukkhanam
Prasade sarva dukkhanam
anirasyopajayate
hanirasyopajayate.
prasanna chetaso hyashu
Prasanna chetaso hyashu
buddhi paryavatishtate.
buddhih paryavatishthate.
Logically, he goes to the next step. Nasti buddhi rayuktasya nachayuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayata shantihi ashantasya kutas sukham. Another wonderful shloka in Bhagavad Gita in Sthita Prajna Lakshana. How can that man who doesn't know what to do and what not to do have buddhi? Nasti buddhi rayuktasya nachayuktasya bhavana. One who doesn't know that will not have good feeling at all. Nabhavayata shanti ashantasya kutas. If you are always peaceless, worried about, how can you be happy? For one who is not tranquil, there is no knowledge. He hasn't got a knowledge if he is not tranquil. Nasti buddhi. Buddhi is not there for that man. And for one who is not tranquil, there is no contemplation also. Again, the mind goes back to some desire or the other desire or the other desire. There is no contemplation also. For one who is not contemplative, one who cannot contemplate on, say, God, Atman, Brahman, or whatever it is, there is no peace. For the one who has no peace, how can there be happiness? Beautifully, step by step, Krishna proves a happy man must have control over his desires. Nasti buddhi rayuktasya. If he doesn't know the way, a man who is not having buddhi doesn't know the way to come out. Nachayuktasya bhavanaha. When he doesn't know the way, he will not have the good bhavana also. Nacha bhavayata shantihi. When he cannot do that also, he hasn't got any peace of mind at all. Ashantasya kutasukam. Underline that last part is perfect. Ashantasya kutasukam. If you want peace of mind, you must be peaceful at any time of any danger. Bhagavad Gita is teaching main Sukha-dukhe Samyakrutva. That is, we learned already. Must take balancingly both the things. But our nature is when we have desire fulfilled, we will be overjoyed. When we have not fulfilled the desire, we will go down. No, that's not the thing. Krishna asks us to have the balanced mind. Sukha dukhe samekrutva labha labho jaya jaya. Labha alabha jaya jaya tato yuddha yujjasva. And many times he has said earlier, he will be saying this again and again, so that sometimes when he says it will catch us. Nasti buddhirayuktasya nachayuktasya bhavana. One who is not tranquil, there is no knowledge. Nasti buddhirayuktasya. Nachayuktasya bhavana. One who is not tranquil, there is no contemplation. There is no bhavana. Nachayuktasya bhavana. For one who is not contemplative, there is no peace. There is no shanti. One who has no peace, how can he be happiness? Beautifully, step. If you want a spiritual book which is perfectly logical, you don't have anything other than Bhagavad Gita in the whole world. It is so rational, so perfect, step by step, he will lead to the conclusion. Therefore, when Krishna says everything is perfect with the calculations. Nasti buddhirayuktasya. Nachayuktasya bhavanaha. Ayukta has not got bhavana. Nacha bhavayata shanti. When he hasn't got that bhavana, he hasn't got shanti, peace of mind. Ashantasya kutasukam. Ashantasya kutasukam. When he is having no peace, how can he be happy? So situations are there. Still, we must be internally peaceful with whatever situation that is there in our life. Is the lesson which Krishna tries to tell Arjuna and to me and you. Don't lose yourself, the control of your mind. Be peaceful, be calm. Face the situation. Arjuna is told that, and we are also told the same thing by Krishna. We can recite. Nasti buddhirayuktasya.
Nasti buddhirayuktasya.
Nachayuktasya bhavana.
Nachayuktasya bhavana.
Nacha bhavayata shantihi.
Nacha bhavayatah shantihi.
Ashantasya kutah sukham.
Ashantasya kutah sukham.
Nasti buddhirayuktasya.
Nasti buddhirayuktasya.
Nachayuktasya bhavana.
Nachayuktasya bhavana.
Nacha bhavayata shantihi.
Nacha bhavayatah shantihi.
Ashantasya kutah sukham.
Ashantasya kutah sukham.
And then Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonu vidiyase tadasya harti prajnam vayurnam yamamase. He is a perfect psychiatrist. Indriyanam hi charatam, the mind that follows the wandering senses. There are 5 of them, and the 6th one is the mind. And it controls over the man, the desires, senses. Tadasya harti prajna vayurnam yamamase. Gives a beautiful example how one we lose. Supposing you are on a boat, you don't know steering, you are in the middle of the water. Where does your boat go when you are sitting in it? Wherever the wind takes, you will have to go there, because you have no control over it. If you know how to steer it, and you take it to the end, where you take it to there where you really want to go. Exactly, he gives the example, Vayur Navam Yamamasa. Underline that one, the last word. a boat in the water. You are the boatman. You do not know boating. Then the wind will take the boat wherever it wants to take. You will not reach where you want to. When you have control over the boat, you know how to steer it. And whatever may be the wind, you know how to take it to the point or to the goal where you want to reach, and you will take it. Beautiful example, this one. Vayurnavamambasa, like a boat in the water. One who controls the mind can reach us the goal, can reach the goal. One who cannot control the mind reaches wherever the wind takes. Wanted to reach somewhere, but ended somewhere else. Indriyanam hi chartam yanmanodu vidiyate. The mind that follows the wandering senses indeed robs a person of his knowledge. His knowledge is robbed. His idea cannot be fulfilled. Just as the wind carries away the boat on the water. Beautiful example of boat and water. Where you want to go, if you know steering, you will reach the goal. If you do not know, wind will take wherever it is. What are the indriyas that can destroy us? All the 5 of them and the mind. Eyes, tongue, nose, skin, and so on, plus the mind. They can take us wherever we want to. If we have control over them, they have to follow us. Who is following whom is the question. Are we following the desire, or is the desire following us? If your desires follow you under your control, you are a sthita prajna. If you are controlled by desire, you have lost yourself. That's the wonderful thing Krishna has been telling to Arjuna and to me and you. Where we reach depends on whether we have control over the desire or desire has control over us. If the desire controls us, there is going to be some tragic end in the life. If you control the desire, you will reach the goal. You will reach the goal even in the worldly life. Having enjoyed all beauties of life, you can still be a sthita prajna. I think we can repeat. Indriyanam hi charatam.
Indriyanam hi charatam.
Yanmanonu vidiyate.
Yanmano nuvidhiyate.
Tadasya harti prajnam.
Tadasya harati pragnam.
Vayurnavamivambasi.
Vayurnavamivambhasi.
Indriyanam hi charatam.
Indriyanam hi charatam.
Yanmanonu vidiyate.
Yanmano nuvidhiyate.
Tadasya harti prajnam.
Tadasya harati pragnam.
Vayurnavamivambasi.
Vayurnavamivambhasi.
We will stop there with the prayer, Swati.